What's going on, guys? It's Tom or Top 10 Wrestling, and today we're going to be looking at the rise and fall of a WWE and TNA superstar who, quite frankly, was a victim of one of the biggest burials in WWE history. And then, when that went wrong, he would go to TNA to try to resurrect his career before failing there as well. Before we do get into this video though, I'd like to thank my Patreon supporters, Marky D, Ephraim Martin, Alan Barkley, Gravedigger33, Jonathan Thompson, Cedric Cowan, NX Gamer, Paul Gollier, Jackery Williams, Josh Nolan, and Steve Wingfield. That list is growing by the day. I remember the days when I only had to read 2 names, but there's 11 of you now. So yeah, for more exclusive content from me as well as other perks, check out my Patreon down below. I'm gonna have some exclusive content today or tomorrow on there. Check it out down below. It would really help me during these trying times and would be very much appreciated. But let's stop wasting time and let's get into this video.
Hey, this is your Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you are watching Top 10 Wrestling. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
In today's video, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about Damien Sandow. Damien first started out in WWE in 2003 actually, wrestling on Heat, and would sign for OVW as Aaron Idol Stevens. He was called up to SmackDown in 2006, now under the name of Idol Stevens, and he began teaming with Casey James under Michelle McCool, and they were pretty much a jobber team. And after only 2 months on SmackDown, Stevens and James were both sent back down to OVW, where Stevens would remain until he was released from the WWE on August 6th, 2007. He did have some success winning titles on OVW, but for now, he was gone from anything WWE related. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. Like and subscribe. No, I'm just kidding, of course. Following his release from the WWE, he would make appearances for the NWA, World Wrestling Council, and OVW, which now at this point was no longer WWE's developmental territory. But on July 14th, 2010, it was reported that Stevens had signed with WWE's new developmental territory, Florida Championship Wrestling. He was in FCW for 2 years, where he would find some success, including winning the FCW Florida tag titles with Titus O'Neil of all people, and he also won, let me try and get this right, the FCW Jack Briscoe 15 Championship, which is a championship defended in a 15-minute Iron Man match. Every match is that, and it's a medal and not a belt. Oh, okay, sure, why not? In 2012, vignettes began airing on SmackDown, teasing the debut of Damien Sandow, and after weeks of vignettes, Damien Sandow would re-debut on SmackDown in May of 2012, describing himself as the intellectual savior of masses, sporting a bathrobe and a big, bushy beard. Damien Sandow would begin going on a winning streak against the likes of Derek Bateman, Yoshi Tatsu, Ezekiel Jackson, and Tyson Kidd, and he would go on to defeat Zack Ryder to qualify for the 2012 SmackDown Money in the Bank match, where he would have his first pay-per-view match and his first loss, as this match was won by Dolph Ziggler, of course. Fast forward to September of 2012, and Damien Sandow would begin teaming with Cody Rhodes and starting a feud with Team Hell No for the tag titles. Him and Rhodes gave themselves the team name of Team Rhodes Scholars, and they would enter a tag tournament where the winners would become normal contenders for the tag titles, and they would defeat Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara in the finals of the tournament to become the normal contenders to Team Hell No. And at Hell in a Cell 2012, Team Hell No would actually retain the titles when they were disqualified, which would lead to a rematch at Main Event. Yes, Main Event, where Team Hell No retained, this time for realsies. During this match, Cody was injured, which would delay the team for a little bit, but during this time, Damien Sandow would have his first singles title match when he challenged Kofi Kingston for the Intercontinental title in a losing effort. Rhodes Scholars would reunite in December. They would defeat Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara once again, this time at TLC in a tables match, and then had a rematch at the Royal Rumble against Team Hell No, but lost once again. Sandow and Rhodes began feuding with tons of funk following the Royal Rumble, and Sandow was scheduled to make his WrestleMania debut, teaming with Rhodes and the Bella Twins to face Tons of Funk and the Funkadactyls, but the match was sadly cut due to time constraints. Fast forward to Money in the Bank 2013, where Sandow would once again compete in the SmackDown Money in the Bank match. This match was so awesome, I would highly recommend going back and watching this match and Money in the Bank 2013. It was a truly awesome match, and at one point, it looked as though Cody Rhodes was climbing up the ladder about to win it. He was just inches away from grabbing the briefcase, but at the last moment, Damien Sandow pushed over the ladder his own partner and climbed the ladder himself to win the briefcase and end Team Rhodes Scholars. Now, surely you'd think that Damien Sandow winning the Money in the Bank briefcase, getting himself a guaranteed world title opportunity, would be the beginning of the rise. However, this would actually be the beginning of his downfall in WWE, and just the beginning of the end for Damien Sandow in general, as Damien Sandow would pretty much go on a losing streak while holding the briefcase. He would enter a feud with Cody Rhodes where Cody just embarrassed him the entire feud, including throwing his briefcase into the Gulf of Mexico where Sandow had to swim to get it back, and defeating him on numerous occasions, including at SummerSlam. And then after the feud with Rhodes, his losing just continued as he would lose to the likes of Santino Marella and R-Truth, and like, wow, WWE, you're doing really well to build up this potential future world champion. You're doing so well. You're making him look so good. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic there because they're going to really need to turn it around before he even thinks about cashing in the briefcase. Like, he can't cash in the briefcase, like, anytime soon, can he? They didn't turn it around and he cashed in the briefcase soon after. Spoilers. On the October 28th episode of Raw, Damien Sandow cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase on the new World Heavyweight Champion, John Cena. And do I even want to say what happened? He lost, and this was the complete burial of Damien Sandow. He had already been completely buried since winning the briefcase, but you know the briefcase did no favors for him to begin with, but this was it. He cashed in on John Cena because John Cena had just won the title at Hell in a Cell and had hurt his arm against Del Rio. So throughout the entire match, Sandow targeted the arm and still lost to John Cena because his LOL Cena wins. And from here, Sandow became a joke. I mean, this was, other than Corbin's cash-in 2017, this was the worst cash-in of all time, and Damien Sandow became the second person to fail a cash-in. But like I said, after this, he became a complete joke. He did at one point have an IC title match at TLC, but he lost. Then he was the very first eliminated in the 2014 Royal Rumble match, the very first. Then he had a losing streak that lasted all the way until May. Like, what a fall, man, what a fall. He would then get a new gimmick where every week he would impersonate someone. This started off when he dressed as Magneto to confront Hugh Jackman, and this was awful. I mean, Sandow would impersonate Sherlock Holmes, Bruce Springsteen, and Vince McMahon, among others, all while just jobbing and getting squashed along the way. However, in August, Sandow would start an alliance with The Miz, becoming his stunt double, Damien Mizdow. And let me tell you, this was awesome! The team got so over and so popular literally because of Sandow and Sandow's antics and how funny he was. And at Survivor Series of 2014, they would win the tag titles. Sandow's first title win in WWE. Finally! Maybe he isn't buried after all. Maybe we're finally going to see the rise of Sandow again. Though they would lose the titles in January, Sandow was still so over, and the breakup of the team was being teased, with many people excited that Sandow could break away from the team and be getting a new push. And at WrestleMania 31, the seeds were planted for this push, because Sandow turned on The Miz and turned face, and they began feuding. But WWE messed it up, because not one of the matches was on pay-per-view, and The Miz won the feud, and Damien Sandow went back to impersonating right after. I have to laugh. Well, I can't even laugh. I just have to sigh. Like, what the hell? He began his new gimmick as a Macho Mandow, as a Macho Man Randy Savage impersonator, teaming with Curtis Axel who was Axelmania, a Hulk Hogan impersonator. Good grief. But then even this angle was cut short because Hogan was fired and erased from the WWE for his racist comments, so the angle got nixed, and Damien Sandow from here would just float around the roster, mainly jobbing, until May 5th, 2016, when he was released from the WWE. How disappointing. But after leaving the WWE, he would go to TNA, you know, the place where every former WWE guy used to go. And everyone was very excited because they thought that this could be a new chapter for him. It wasn't. He debuted under the name Aaron Rex with 1A. He would quickly become the inaugural Grand Champion, a great start to his TNA career, but then he lost it after just 2 months, never did anything of note in TNA again, and was out of the company after just about 8 months of being there, and after this he left wrestling for a while afterwards. So TNA, you had a great opportunity to make something with Sandow after WWE completely botched him, but you guys botched him too. Brilliant stuff. It looked as though Damien Sandow was done with wrestling for good. However, in October of 2019, he debuted for the NWA as Aaron Stevens and is currently the NWA National Champion. Hell yes! NWA, I feel as though, is the perfect place for Sandow, and he's finally getting a break after all this time. Sandow, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, I want you to know that I wish you all the success in the world, and I think you're brilliant. And that's basically where we are now. Sandow's career is basically rejuvenated, and I'm very gassed about it. So overall, I think Damien Sandow's career in WWE is going to go down as one of the most botched runs of all time. I mean, you didn't even have to make him the world champion. He could have still had a good career, but all the impersonations and being in a tag team at the B side of a tag team never helped him, and the Money in the Bank briefcase sure as hell didn't help him either. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, then be sure to smack that like button. Let me know what you want to see next. Let me know what rise and fall video you'd like to see next. Check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/TopSpinWrestling. I'm looking at it, we're 42 subscribers away from 190,000. So subscribe with notifications on right now so you never miss a video, and help me get to 200k in the future soon. Like the video, follow me on Twitter @TalkSpinWrestling. My Instagram is I'm Tom Bell. I'll see you all soon. Goodbye, and keep on rolling.
Kick back, chilling out, maxing, relaxing. Summertime weather, fantastic. Kick back. I'ma crack another cold one. Barbecue chicken almost done. Kick back. Hey, all the shorties came through and my friends came too. It's a vibe at the kickback. Yeah, and we live in the kickback. What's up? What's up? They making fun of me. They say that I don't season my chicken. That ain't true though, cause I put the salt and pepper up in it. Not for real, I just cover it in Sweet Baby Ray's. If anybody got suggestions, you can send them my way, cause I've been cooking. And I got my friends